Happy Thursday, everybody. It is January 2nd. I'm off today and I am headed to the laundromat to get my tons of laundry done. It's about noon 30. I might be home by 4. So I'm going to head to Dollar General first because I need some fabric softener. And I want to pick up a couple laundry baskets so I can quit hauling my laundry around in plastic bags. So anyway, today was my weigh-in day. I wanted to give you that update. I weighed 195.5, which is a 3.1 loss for the week. Takes my total weight loss to 82.3 pounds as of today. I gotta tell you, I don't know how I lost weight, because I had a couple nights where I did this past week where, I was up and down and I ate some things I shouldn't have. Last night, after I uploaded my video, I had a sweet tooth and I had 2 half gallons of ice cream in the freezer, and I dug into that. But I did track. I tracked about 2 cups of ice cream. I probably should have tracked more, knowing that my points reset today. Even with that, I still had weeklies left over, and I did okay. I used all my weeklies up last Thursday and Friday after my points reset, and I did enough activity, and I was on plan enough days to gain quite a few of those points back. So after I ate that ice cream, I thought, this is stupid. I am not going to sabotage myself with this ice cream. So I went and I got them out of the freezer and I set them in the sink so they would melt overnight. And this morning they got flushed down the drain. So that ends. Oh shoot, I forgot my grocery list. I needed to pick up a few things. Anyway, that ended got rid of the last thing that could tempt me in the house. So today so far I've had 7 points for breakfast. I'll have a late lunch when I get home, or I just may have a snack and go right into dinner. I'm making a recipe for dinner that's going to take a little while to make, so I probably should have brought something with me, but I'll be okay. I'm going to just push through it. I ate a late breakfast anyway. And I have a no spend policy for January, so no eating out policy, so I'm not even going to run to Subway to get salad. So if I go to the grocery store today, if I have time, I'm going to go home and eat first, so I'm not hungry when I go there. But I do know there's a few things on my list that I'm going to need for my meal plan. So yesterday I talked about setting goals and steps to get to your ultimate goal. So I said that we're setting SMART goals this year, and the first one is to be specific in your goal and also be specific in the steps that you are taking to reach that goal. So my specific goal, my very first goal for 2020 is to get down into this next set of numbers. So today I weighed 195.5. My next goal is to get to 187.8. That'll take me to 90 pounds exactly. Yes, 187.8, because I started out at 277.8. I'm gonna, at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you a couple more pictures. One that I took today, a full body picture, and one that was taken at my daughter's graduation back in May of 2015, and I had lost about 30 pounds when I got to that picture. So this was before I really signed up with Weight Watchers. But anyway, I'm going to show you that But that's my first specific goal. So today 195.5. I want to get to 187.8. That is my next goal. So what is that? 12? No. I'm not doing math right. 8 point or 7 point something. I don't know. I'll have to do the math. You can tell I'm on my day off. I'm not doing math well today. I'll let you know later what that is. So anyway, that's my first mini goal that I have set for 2020, for January. How am I going to do that? The number one thing I'm doing is meal planning. You know, there's an old saying that I find is true. Failing to plan equals planning to fail. You can just remember that. Failing to plan equals planning to fail. So I'm meal planning. And there are weeks where I'll do it the whole week. And there are times when I just do it like a day in advance. And there are times when I do it that morning for the day, as long as I have a plan going in. So I'm meal planning. That is the number one thing. I'm meal planning to stay within my 23 allotted points on Blue Plan. So there's 2 specific goals there. Meal planning, planning within 23 points. I'm also writing down my calorie count. So that's the third, writing down the calories for everything I eat, which means I track everything that I eat, because the app will tell you the calories for that. And then I'm also making sure that I get at least 500 calories more burned per day than what I intake. So those are 5 steps. Meal planning, journaling. I use the app. You can use a paper tracker, anything, as long as you have a food journal of some sort. Now I forget what they were. You can tell I'm driving and bleh. Tracking. I'm staying within my 23 points. Counting calories. I'm counting my steps. Or counting my calories intake, my calories burned. So that's my goal. Number one goal for 2020. Now, you'll notice that I haven't told you this big, huge, year-long goal. And I probably won't. My ultimate goal is to get down to 130 pounds. Now, I'm 5'2.5". I can stand to get down to 130 pounds. Matter of fact, according to the doctors, you know, not my doctor, but, you know, the weight chart, I should be about between 120 and 126. But right now, my goal is 130. I'm going to my doctor in March. I think my appointment is in March. And I'm going to talk with her then about my weight goal. So, but so right now my ultimate goal is to lose about 65 pounds. Yeah. Am I going to do that in 2020? Probably not. I'm just looking at my past years, and this 2019 was by far my biggest overall year loss, at 35.7 pounds. So could I do that again? Probably. I could if I really, 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 really stick to plan. I'm not going to try to be perfect, because I know I'm not going to be perfect. There are going to be days when something comes up, like I know in July, got 3 birthdays. I mean, I'm counting my son that passed away, but I still celebrate his birthday. So, and it's all within a week. Evan's birthday is on the 6th, Garrett's on the 12th, and Aaron is on the 13th. So there's birthdays there that I'm going to have ice cream and cake, and I'm going to enjoy every single bite. There's Easter coming up, when I know that I'm going to go out to eat for Easter. Or at least have a family dinner for Easter of some sort. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be perfect. There's Thanksgiving, there's my birthday, you know, other birthdays in the family. So, I'm going to try to get out to Idaho this summer to see my daughter, and I know that we'll be going out to eat with her and my family out there and friends. So life happens. I'm going to concentrate more on the process than the number. I'm going to try to perfect the process of journaling every day, which for me is tracking in the app and in my calendar, because I keep track both ways. For me, the app is good because like when I'm at work, I can look at it to see, well, this is how many points I have. I also use my phone to track my steps with my Fitbit. And that was one of the things, 10,000 steps a day. But anyway, so, and I lost my train of thought again. I'm journaling. Writing down my calories. That's what the app is good for me for, because it will tell me exactly, like if I have 3 ounces of, like last night I had 3 ounces of pork chop, all I had to do was scroll down to see how many calories that was. When I put in those 2 cups of ice cream, I scrolled down to see how many calories was, and I wrote it down. I added that to the calories that I had during the day, and I still came up 600 calories to the good. So, I've told you this before, what has saved me from gaining a whole lot of weight is the fact that I walk so many steps. So, that's my first, I just wanted to come on here to let you know my first specific goal was to get down to the 90-pound mark. So I'm at 82.3, which means I am 7.7 pounds away from that mark. I would like to get there by the end of January. That's a pretty lofty goal. When I get to the, couple weeks out here, I can assess a little bit better whether that's a doable goal. I am going to try. The only way I'm going to do it is if I follow the other steps of tracking, staying within my 23 points, actually following what I track, meal planning, that type of thing. So, and this year I'm going to try to expand my horizons. I've been pretty much eating the same thing for the last 6 months, and it has served me well. I've lost a good amount of weight in the last 6 months, but I'm expanding my horizons. I'm revisiting some recipes that I enjoyed before. And like, for instance, tonight I'm making taco stuffed peppers. It's a recipe that I found on YouTube through a channel called Weight Watcher Girl 1. She was one that I started watching when I really started following the plan tooth and nail. So I'm going to alter her recipe just a little bit though, because the recipe calls for rice, which, rice isn't bad for you, but I'm going to use cauliflower rice instead. And so it will be, I believe, a 0-point dinner. I know that I really liked it. I made it for my brother when I was in South Carolina. He enjoyed it. Of course, I use the real rice too. But anyway, that's what I'm having for dinner, and it makes a lot. It'll give me 4 servings. I'm only going to have 1 tonight, but then I got to work tomorrow. I've actually got to work all the weekend. My next day off isn't until Monday. So that serves me for dinner for the rest of the week, the rest of my work week. And what I took for lunch yesterday, that shrimp salad, I have enough of that, and that has rice in it. I have 3 more servings of that left. So I've got some meal prep done already. Anyway, is any of this making any sense to you? I was kind of excited when I got on that scale this morning and I saw that, 3.1 pound loss. And I thought, wow. This is the first time I thought I can really do this. When I started out at 277.8 and I put the number 130 for my weight goal, and I saw how much weight that was. To be honest with you, I didn't think I could do it. I didn't. I'm wearing a t-shirt today. You can't see it, but it says, you can't see it in here. It says, actually, I can. And I'm thinking, that's going to be my mantra for the year. Actually, I can. All those years that I thought, I defeated myself because psychologically I was thinking, there's no way I can do this. And I'm proving to myself that I can. Actually, I can do this. It takes planning and perseverance. But, as a matter of fact, that might be my word of the week, perseverance. I can do this. I've worked through a lot of other things. I can work through this weight loss. So I think back over the course of the last 10 or 20 years, you know, I am 66 years old. I graduated from college the year I was 50. My husband was diagnosed with cancer in November of 2000. And that's when I decided to go back to school to get my teaching degree. I was already old. I had 5 kids. I went through college with 5 little kids and a sick husband. And my last 4 semesters, I took 17 hours. So I finished a 5-year program in 3 years. All right. Sorry, that was another phone call. I didn't know who it was. So I was telling you, I finished a 5-year program in 3 years. A little less than 3 years. I graduated the year I turned 50. I turned 50 in October, and I graduated that December. And got a teaching job. So I worked through that. I can do that. So I did a master's degree in, it was a 3-year program, and I did it in a year and a half. So, and the reason today must be National Telemarketer Day or something. I was starting to say that the reason I went back to school in the first place, because after my husband was diagnosed with cancer, I had been through the whole cancer thing with my mom and my younger brother. I knew how eventually it was going to end. And if it was sooner rather than later, I wanted to be prepared so I could support the kids. You know, have a means of support if he was no longer able to work. Which ultimately, that's why I retired, is because he couldn't anymore. But anyway, so like I said, I've worked through a lot of things. And I figure if I can get through the last 2.5 years, I can get through anything. So I can get through this last 65 pounds. And yes, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to be perfect, because I know I won't be. I mean, there's times I'm going to go out and eat a taco or a burrito. But I'm going to plan for it, and I'm tracking the good, the bad, and the ugly. So no matter what, I'm tracking. When I would go off the rails before, or get off program before, I would start thinking, well, what's the point? I've already overeaten, so what's the point of even staying with this? I would get really discouraged, or if I had a gain, I would get really discouraged and just quit. I know there's going to be times when I have a gain. The female body is just weird. You know, I can gain 3 pounds overnight, or I can lose 3 pounds overnight. So last week I had a gain of 3.7 pounds. So this week I lost all that except for 0.6. Anyway, I'm just kind of rattling on. I'm thinking out loud here. But set your goals. Set attainable goals. Set smart goals. And that's what I'm doing. I'm setting a goal that I know I can reach. I know I can get down in the 188, to that 188, or 187.8. So my time frame is by the end of January. To do that, I'm going to have to really, really follow all of the steps of planning and journaling and walking and counting my calories. I'm going to have to really do that, and getting rid of everything in the house that is not plan friendly, which I'm pretty sure I have done now. So I'm diversifying my menu a little bit. I'm changing it up a little bit, just to kind of give my body a little shock, and also just to make things more interesting. So I have a no spend policy in place for January, where I'm not eating out the entire month of January. Part of that is a financial reason. Part of that is because I want to stay on plan. So that's it for me today. Let me show you what I've had to eat, and then at the end of the video I'm going to show you a couple pictures. So have a great day. My breakfast on this Thursday morning is, I have 53 grams of English muffin. I trimmed this to get it to 53 grams. 2 points for that. 2 points for the 6 grams of butter, or 5 grams of butter that's on there. My eggs are 0. 1 point for the 2 slices of Canadian bacon. 0 for my fruit. And I have 2 points in my coffee. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points for breakfast. For lunch today, I'm having a portion of my zesty lime shrimp and avocado salad over lettuce. It's 2 points. And an orange. I think it's 2 points. Orange is 118 grams, but 0 points. 2 points for the salad, 4 points for the rice that's in there. So it's a 6-point lunch altogether. Oh my gosh, you guys. Guess how many points this all is? You're never going to guess. This is a taco stuffed pepper that I made today. I have 2 servings here. Each half is 1 point, but two servings are 3 points. So 3 points for that. I have a 1/4 cup or 28 grams of reduced fat Mexican cheese on top of that for another 3 points. And I just topped it with some homemade pico, which is 0 points. I have 28 grams of avocado. I wanted a little bit of fat because my turkey was so lean I actually had to add water to it. And green beans that I home canned, 0 points there. I have a 7-point dinner. Look, this plate is huge. It's just huge. And it smells so good. So in the peppers here is just ground turkey, and I used the 99% fat-free. I've got a cup of black beans that were drained and no salt added. I got a cup of my home canned corn in there. And I have 2 tablespoons of reduced sodium taco seasoning, and that's where the points come from. If you don't use it, this would be 0 points without the cheese. So the only points in there is the seasoning. Oh, and the recipe called for brown rice. I used cauliflower rice instead. So 0 points if you don't use the seasoning. With the seasoning, these 2 peppers are 3 points. So 7 points for dinner. For dessert, I made a baked apple. The apple is 0. I have about 1½ teaspoons of the brown sugar swerve on there, which is also 0 points. And I have 2 tablespoons of fat-free Ready Whip on there, also 0 points. I did put 4 grams of butter on that while I was baking it, and so that's 1 point. So this is a 1-point dessert, and I sprinkled cinnamon on it. Oh boy, does it smell good.